I hate when guys text you, did you take the plan B? No. I forgot.
Man, that was a classic. Yes. Welcome, guys. Welcome to another session, another stream, another, podcast, or what you want to call it here on the Chaos Reign show. I am Chaos Reign. And let's be honest. Let's be fair honest. And I gotta be for real here. I think I was gonna come back and talk about this. And I thought I was gonna leave this alone. But this has to be discussed now. This is an ongoing conversation that should never die, and I don't think it should ever die. Do you? No. And the reason why that is because the videos I've done, the live streams, especially I've done about women, particularly Black women that want to date, made out, or sort out. Your result speaks for itself than anything else. And come to find out, matter of fact, I'll do you guys better. I'm going to play a video. And then we're going to go back in a moment of time. For those that don't know. All right. And this one is for you, Shay. Thank you for this. Shout out for Shay for this one. For this video. Let's go.
This message is for Travis Kelce, and Travis Kelce only blink 3 times if you need help, because, I mean, congratulations, but I was not expecting this to go this far. Like, you're really getting married to Taylor? Yeah, like, I don't know. He done lost the swag, he lost the touch, like, and he's a little chunky now. I don't like this.
Everyone deserves love.
I did not know Miss Charlie or Mr. Cartwright has swag. That's some new stuff. Anyway.
I'm not a hater. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan, and I never really got into her and Travis Kelce's relationship, but I see that they're newly engaged, and I'm really happy for them. I'm starting to believe that, okay, maybe this was real. However, I would be lying if I didn't say his whole everything changed. His whole style since he dated Kayla. He had a Black previous girlfriend, and his whole style, like, we love Travis Kelce. He was hella hard eyes for Travis Kelce, but it seems like his whole demeanor has changed. He has, like, the Hitler mustache. He's dressing really preppy. He's not, like, he lost his culture. Like, what do you guys think about that? Like,
and let's not forget that Travis Kelce cosplayed being a wigger for years to get to his fetish. And when he got done with his fetish, he went back to the other side and morphed into a state trooper.
Listen, I am so happy for Taylor Swift and her engagement. She deserves love. All the heartbreak and breakups she's been through over the past decades, she deserves her fairy tale ending. But Travis fucking Kelce, I'm side-eyeing him. You know what I mean? Because his dating history. What do you mean? You dated nothing but women of color and Black women, and then somehow you switched up your persona, and now you're engaged to Taylor Swift. Something is not sitting right with me and that man. Happy for Taylor Swift though, but Travis fucking Kelce, he doesn't seem like a sincere person. There's something, cause, what do you mean? The last few women you dated were brown. Mark my words, I would not be surprised if Travis Kelce gets engaged.
But it goes to show, so the last 2 women he dated were brown. Of course they're going to be brown, because Travis knows who's going to get more access to intercourse. Is it women of his own group, or is it going to be the subpart low-level women of that's not part of his group, which is Black women? And I see a man wrote, hold on, I'm gonna read your comment a second. Let me just keep playing.
With Taylor Swift very soon. And I was right, because my theory doesn't fail. For those who weren't following along, I made a video called The 5 Types of White Men.
Oh, please, guys, like the stream as you comment. As you subscribe to the channel, give this video a like. Let's go rampant on the algorithm, please. Let's go.
That date black women, and people in my comments had all said that Travis Kelce was type number 1. If you want the context or want to know the 5 types, I'm going to pin it in my profile. Type number 1, Travis Kelce. I predicted just last week when I posted that video that they are going to get engaged very soon. And just like my theory says, there are certain types of men that will date specific types of women over and over again, but when he is ready to settle down and get married, he's going to go to where he believes he belongs. So what did I do? I broke down type number 1 using Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift as a perfect analysis.
But it's like this, and the last time I checked, the interracial percentage right now between white men and white women has not shoot up to over 2 to 3%. And I know a lot of women that are swirl hopeful say it has grown. No, white men, it's not marrying you. Matter of fact, most men in America, generally not non-black men, generally, are not looking or yearning or seeking black wives in mass in general. The ones that they do get married, they have some to offer. And that's the honest truth that a lot of black women not really being honest with a lot of people that's paying attention outside looking in. Let's keep playing.
It defines exactly what I was saying when it comes to type number 1, types of white guys. And my think pieces and using them as an example for this one is to give you a lesson. For women of color who date with intention, that despite the fact that all his exes look like you have to be able to determine if he's going to marry a you. Not saying it's wrong, not saying it's a problem. I'm just saying that as a woman, you have to protect yourself and you should be able to determine that early on so that you don't waste your time.
And Travis Kelce had to date Taylor Swift because dating a black woman was only bringing down his marketability. Since dating Taylor Swift, his marketability, his profile, and endorsements have significantly increased. Travis Kelce obviously has a type, but his type was not going to get him where he is now. In fact, I have no doubt that his people, his managers, or whoever is managing him has told him, hey, we want you to be the next Tom Brady, and dating black women are not going to get you there. We need you to market yourself as the most American football player that America has ever seen in a long time. And by doing that, you're going to date the most all-American pop culture icon that we can think of, and that's Taylor Swift. Continuing to date black women was only going to devalue him and his career.
In very surprising news, Travis Kelce has proposed to Taylor Swift. While I was under the impression that this whole shit was fake, I still think it is, but I also still knew that they was going to get married because there is nowhere else left for either one of them to fucking go. Who the fuck else could she possibly fucking date? That would make sense. Her next option was to do like a director or somebody obscure who just also happened to be rich, but she loves attention. So that was not gonna work. Go get a great athlete. Cool. For him, you're definitely chopped because all the black girls does not fuck with you no more, and the white girls don't want to date Taylor Swift ex. So you might as well stay where the fuck you at. Also, where the fuck it can't get no better. You know that CTE kicking in your last, that Super Bowl was not a good game for you, Trav. And I'm from Cleveland Heights. That was not a good game for you in particular. You are definitely on your last leg in this fucking league, which is totally fine. You know, we age. That's cool. But you also could not go get a billionaire bitch. So y'all might as well stay together and get married and have y'all some lily white babies. I'm not offended at this. I don't hate this.
Friend, pick up the phone. This is not a drill. This is not a fucking drill. This is not a drill. I'm gagged up. I'm gagged. Congratulations to them. So, listen, the life of a showgirl is probably going to be filled with ballads and nasty stuff. Kids, cover your ears. I'm here for it. Right?
Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't understand why people are like having a giant reaction to Taylor Swift getting engaged. Like, she's not the same person she was when she started making music. She's an older woman. She with a man she really likes or seems to like it was kind of inevitable to me.
So as somebody who doesn't really watch football, like I watch it with my partner, and doesn't know a lot about who players are or their backstory, I find Travis Kelce to be so interesting. I was just watching something like the players coming out of the tunnel in their outfits or whatever, and I didn't know who the fuck he was. Isn't it? It's so interesting that nigga white again. It's a true definition of they want the rhythm and not the blues. I am not surprised by it. I just think to clock this transition in real time, from the hair, the style of dress, switching girlfriends, clearly, it's just like the minstrelsy that we allow. Like they be playing in our face all the time. And it's so, like, was this the same person that was just front row at the ESPYs rapping with Lil Wayne? Talking about what's a goon to a goblin? Now this nigga looks like, I don't, like, MacGyver. I'm just so confused by why we think This shit.
As I take a break, I'm gonna read the comment. And it says here, what the man writes. Dope, my times. Black women are mad because they all hope to get a Chad or Brad, but if she fails, they all fail. Any smart guy would marry a billionaire singer. And you know, I think Taylor Swift is up there in age. She's now, I'm not sure when her birthday either came and gone. She's now roughly 30. I think Taylor Swift's like right now 36 years old. Let me check how old Taylor Swift is since you mentioned her. Taylor Swift. Yeah, I think she is 38. Oh, sorry. She is 36. I'm right. Yep. And she's 35 now, but turned 36 in December. So she is roughly a Sagittarius. Tall woman. One time she said she was 5'11. Look like she's 5'10. I don't know. They mix up the height sometimes, right? But damn, her net worth right now is 1.6 billion. God damn. And over, I would say 18 years, she became a billionaire. She's not no average singer, people. That's crazy. She's worth more than Beyonce. You can't make this up. And right here, I'm looking at it right now. In the many papers, there's the Marco. And let me check some of these news anchors. No, I don't want this. All right. All right, let me look. I don't like this article. This article don't say nothing. Let me go back. Let me find that article. Let's find I don't know which one to find. We can find ESPN. Okay. This one's nice. And yeah, I'm gonna share this article briefly. Take a break from the video. Okay, you guys like watch videos anyway. So let's look at this article. Where is it? Let me share. And it shows here. Let me see if you guys can see it. Okay, I see everything. I might have to zoom in. Let me see this thing can zoom in because I gotta look at both ends if I read this to you. Oh, y'all guys not gonna be able to read that. Oh, damn, that's the problem. I'll read it for y'all. No worries, y'all don't have to worry about that. In this article, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce plans to tie the knot in Rhode Island, sources. This is the 3rd of September. And in there, it says Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce could tie the knot in Rhode Island, which I read already. While some publications have said the pair are in no rush to wed, our insiders tell us they are getting married next summer in Rhode Island. She is a hurry to have. Ooh. Well, she's up there. She is actually at the wall stage of life. She's 35, about to turn 36. So already, Travis, I put to Travis shoot up the club as much as he can in that womb and say, baby, I'm gonna tie you up tonight. Oh God. All right. She's in a hurry to have shit. Oh yeah, she better have shit right up, girl. You're not getting younger, girl. You at the wall stage, man. You at the high risk stage. You better have, if Travis has not already busted enough nuts in you, I'd be surprised. All right. While a wedding this high profile can draw grips from local C. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee is rooting for the pair, choosing his state for their Nyampus. Rhode Island has some of the best wedding venues in the world. Just saying, McKee said on a repost, the couple wedding announced on social media last week. Okay, so And right here, Swift owns a 17.5 million home in Watch Hills. I think this is, where is that? I don't know where it's at. Swift Mansion is a town in Westfleet and Watch Hills area is currently ongoing a 1.7 million renovation according to the permits obtained by the Providence Journal. Okay. Updates will include a new wing with a 16.24 feet bedroom and more bathrooms and updates to the kitchen. Swift purchased the home in 2013 for 17.5 million and is already including 8 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, and 5.23 acres with garden and a swimming pool. All right. This mix became famous for Swift Star Stub 4th of July parties, and last August, Kelce and his Kansas City Chiefs teammate Patrick Mahomes were spotted at one of her pool bashes. Swift even immortalized the estate in her hit "The Last Great American Dynasty" off the 2020 album Folklore. The lyrics tell the tale of the mansion, former owner Rebecca Harkskin, and scandalous socialites who wed Stanford oil her William Hale Harkson in 1947 and used to fill the pool of campaigns. And there's more pictures of it right here. You see more pictures of here? And here's the engagement ring. All that. Yeah. It is unclear whether the wedding would take place at her home or a venue in the area. In June, the so-called Taylor Swift taxes was passed in the state, charged no primary residents a 2.5 for every 500 of assessing property value above 1 million. Page 6 previously reports the couple plans to have a private ceremony with family and close friends. It will be more casual than people think. A source told us the Grammy-winning singer and the Super Bowl champs announced their engagement on August 26th with a series of photos taken in his garden with the caption, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married." Oh, that's sweet. Okay. On September 3rd episode, Kelce podcast, he co-host brother Jason said, "I cannot wait to hear more of the plan and everything that will take place. Travis, you're about to embark on a wedding plan phase of a relationship." Kelce said he initially plans to propose on the waters, but scrapped the idea to do something more tailored. "I would just say, knowing your partner, knowing who you're doing it for right reasons, and everything else will be beautiful," he said. So that's the article, guys. I had to read the article for y'all because you're not going to be able to see it, per se, unfortunately. It is what it is. Yeah, her father did a good job for her daughter, man. I heard stories of him, building her up, and got to where she is right now. So that's what's up. That is what's up. All right, let's continue with the tape.
Okay, like we shouldn't have allowed it from the beginning.
This is for Kayla Nicole. I mean, I know all this going on against with Taylor and Travis. I'm an old woman, I don't have anything against Taylor, but I'm just going to tell you this. Deep down, I think a lot of us are feeling like, I think you dodged a bullet. I think you dodged a serious bullet. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm sure the Swifties can come after me again. I'm too old. Nobody cares. I don't care. So come after me. Kayla, you're good. Move on with your life, hun. You did a good job.
Congratulations to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. They done got engaged, honey. About to get married, honey. Congratulations to them. But I need y'all to go over there and check on Shade Butter Twitter. Check on the Shade Room. Them comments in shambles, honey. Y'all, they thought a little twerk, a little booty was gonna keep a white man. Shit. Once he went black, he went right back and went flat, okay? Nah, y'all gotta go check on Kayla Nicole, because the last time those two made news, she wrote an essay. She wrote a dissertation for the internet, and we don't want to catch her sounding like this the next time we see her.
I don't know what went into that process. I met the criteria to be selected, but I wasn't.
Because you know that podcast room about to go crazy. But shout out to these two. It's a true loaf story. Niggas secured the bread and the bag. Who cares if she don't have ass?
Number one, stop literally praising men who date black women. It really makes us look goofy. It makes us look like we don't feel like we're deserving. Like, y'all, it's not a big deal that he dated black women.
You know, I'm not sure why black women think it's a flex that a Brad, a Chad, went from dealing with some ass or a decent booty to a flat booty. I'm not sure what's the issue with that is, because really, truly, I mean, I'm being honest with you. Most European men don't want their women too big. Why is it this hard for a lot of black women to get this in their head? If they wanted you big, they would have dealt with you big. That's simple. You're too big. And if you're too big, they're not gonna really say, I'm gonna, out of all in my group and other non-white women that are white looking adjacent, gonna pick what they call a black woman or a woman that has brown or dark skin with nappy hair and potentially an attitude. They will rather have their fun with you before even decide to go all about and decide to say, all right, I'm gonna put a ring on this so-called side piece. It doesn't work like it just doesn't work. It does not work. They're thinking logically say, black women for fun, my women are for seriousness. And there was something that was buzzing around about the purpose now of a lot of black women today. And I think about long heart, and it hit me from one dude said this, right? That it's a proven example that a lot of black women, from what I've heard, that they're only good for a good time, but not a long time. And it hit me hard, and I think about it deeply and really let that resonate and say, you know what? That might make sense for a lot of them, that how they behave and acting today. Because for hell, they're not giving black men what they want, either if he qualifies or not. But sure as hell, they'll give Brad what he wants and will give his all for less of the effort. And Brad doesn't have to really show up and do nothing. But what could I say? What could I say? Let's keep playing.
Before, but the point of this is stop letting non-black people cosplay as us and we praise them for it. Like, now he look like this. He look like he would whip you. He look like he would beat you with a stick with a badge number. Do you understand what I'm saying? But before you looking like a egro. You know what I'm saying? He looking like a wigger. You understand what I'm saying? But do you see that? Do you see how they cosplay and they switch up? That's very weird. That's very, very. Another point I want to make. Let's look at all these black women who are 10s, right? And this is what I mean when I say black women have to be the best to get the higher ups. But then let's look at her. No offense to my girl Tay, but Taylor is an average non-black woman. She doesn't compete looks-wise with any of these women. But I really rest my case there. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all black women, they expect the best out of us, the best bodies, the best looks, everything. And non-black women don't have to do that. They just get to be average. Bare minimum, like, barely cute. No tea to Taylor. She's just a very average looking woman to me. But anyway, shout out to the new couple.
But yes, Taylor Swift is not anything of above average woman in the looks department. Okay. But she is above average in regards to her money. And let's be honest, for those that will catch this and maybe make it this far, most men by default really generally don't care about a woman's money. In general, in essence, in nature, generally. But in regards to long-termness and mate selection, obviously it depends on the race of woman that most men will select a certain race of woman for the long run, not the short term. And unlike Taylor Swift, she comes with the money and she comes with some form of commitment one way or the other. Now, I'm not sure she does other basic things as a woman. You know, I'm not sure she cooks. Maybe she might clean once in a while. Maybe she don't need to do that. She have a maid do that. But I'm not sure what other qualities Taylor has. I'll tell you one thing that Kayla Nicole has, she doesn't bring nothing to the table. She says she don't even cook. Oh my God! So right there, you're not even doing even the basis, and you're with a millionaire football player. And man, let me keep playing. Because y'all gonna like the next video I'm about to play. I'm going way back with this one.
For men, the optics of marriage means way more than marrying someone happily and being with the person that you actually want to be. If you haven't heard already, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are now engaged, and I cannot say that I am shocked. Although it can be very easy to want to take Hollywood relationships and marriages with a grain of salt, I really do feel as though Hollywood relationships and marriages really do set the precedence for just average people relationships, predominantly heterosexual relationships, because I am a firm believer that men, based off of where they are in their life, that's what's going to determine who they marry and how they marry. Most men are not going to marry someone that they're going to be happy with. They're going to marry the person that makes the most sense. Taylor Swift makes the most sense for Travis Kelce to marry. Because we all know, based on Travis Kelce's history, if he were to marry the woman that he would be happy with, he would have married a black woman. Hence, why when he had the most freedom and why when he had the least amount of his optics being put in the equation, that's why he was with black women, because it really didn't matter then. The optics weren't going to make much of a difference because he hadn't won a Super Bowl. He hadn't been, this big, this popular. And under patriarchy, you have to, as a man, you have to practice patriarchy.
So Taylor Swift has just announced in a barrage of pictures that she will be now marrying NFL player Travis Kelce. Now, there was a lot of controversy behind their relationship because he had a very public relationship with his former girlfriend that he had for 6 years. Never married her, don't think they got engaged, but he was with Kayla, a black woman, for 6 years. This is Kayla Nicole, very educated baddie, and I hate to even bring her up in this situation because we got a lot of mutual friends, but girl, I'm doing it for the story. So when
it's actually 5 years. I'm not sure where people said this 6 year thing. I don't know where to get that from. And not only that, educating what's her degree again? Isn't it some little bachelor's degree in some journalism nonsense? It baffles me that a lot of black women, if they finish school, now they're considered educated. But when it comes to other way around, when a black man generally gets some form of credentials, he's not labeled the same thing. Have y'all noticed that? I'm sorry, I noticed that. I'm just saying. I'm just peeping out game. Anyhow, let's keep going.
her and Travis Kelce was together, they were together from 2017 to 2022. And I'm sure she was like, 6 years being together, where's my ring at? He had the fade. He was giving very much John B, but thicker.
Oh my God, you dumb. Oh, ooh. Oh my, ooh. I'm relaxed. I'm gonna relax. These dumb chicks and bitch, they cannot count 2017 to 2022. That is not goddamn 6 goddamn years. Oh, y'all dumb, man. That's 5 years. Just like I said, I was on the money. Moving on. There you face.
Finer, okay? And he had all the swag and sauce in the world. He got with Taylor Swift, and just like Taylor Swift said in that caption, he turned into a gym teacher. He went from a dreamboat into a dork. He turned to a dork, didn't he? And Taylor Swift is...
Yeah, because a lot of black women, like the Blackout Channel said best. Black women do have the capability to turn one bump and make another bump. She is niggifying Mr. Charlie, Mr. Chad, by making him have a whole beer and all this nonsense to make her feel comfortable or make him feel more pleasing to her. Is what they call the black wife effect, that dumb bullshit. Look how it turned out. You niggified this non-black man, and what you have to show for it? A wet ass and holding the bag. Oh my God. These women never gonna learn. Let's go.
Loving it. She went as dorky as ever, baby. And I ain't mad at her. I like Taylor Swift. First of all, I've been to a Taylor Swift concert. Everybody there had on blue jeans and black Chuck Taylors. Everybody did. And she rocked the house. She rocked the house down boots. She's a really good artist live. She killed it live. I like her music. I like how she cusses men out through her music when she's done with them. And she's always stood on the right side of history. But baby, it's interesting to me. He was with Taylor Swift 2 years, and he knew he already wanted to be engaged. He was with Kayla for 6. 6 years she cannot get back. 2017, I was 27. 2022, I was 32. That's a huge chunk of your life. You could have been dating somebody that was ready in 2 years. So I really feel kind of bad for what Travis did to Kayla, even though I'm sure she was jet set, jet life with him. So I'm sure they had a great time, but you kind of wasted that lady's years. I don't like that. But you're not going to waste Taylor's. Taylor Swift is a year older than me. Her and my best friend have the same birthday down to the day. Brittany's birthday is December 13th, 1989, and so is Taylor's. So I know this girl down to the T. She did whatever she had to do to get her man, and baby, she got him down the aisle. So congratulations, Taylor Swift. I would like to see the Swiftie baby, and I hope that it can sing.
Black women, come in here. Let's talk for 2 seconds. Stop. Don't you fucking scroll. Bring your ass in here so we can have this conversation real quick, okay? Y'all know I don't get up on here doing all this other crazy stuff, and I don't really be out here cussing and doing stuff like that, at least not on these people's neck. But today, we have to have a little conversation real quick, okay? I'm scrolling, and lo and behold, on my feed comes across Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce engagement. Congratulations to you guys, okay? Kudos, okay? But I also seen a couple of feed with some of us, some black women, talking about how, oh, he really doesn't like her. This is that and the third. And she's not pretty. She's just average. This is that and the third. Stop. 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 We should never be posting no stuff like that. We are supposed to be above, like, y'all not above that stuff yet? Like, that's so kindergarten. That's elementary shit right there. Okay? Why are you calling this girl ugly? This girl is not, Taylor is not ugly. Stop it. She's just not your type, but she's not ugly. You have society saying this her type of person is what's cute. Stop it. He finds her cute. He got her. She think he fine. Stop it. And then y'all had the nerves to be bringing Kayla Nicole into it. Y'all got the nerves to be saying, well, you know, Kayla's black. He really likes black. Is this and the third. You don't know what the hell them people relationship was like. Kayla is possibly happy going to, I don't like, why are you bringing her up into their shit? Like, it just is bothering me really bad.
It doesn't bother me at all. And the reason why it doesn't bother me at all because he is back to his natural preference, which is one of his own women, which he's going to get married maybe in 2026 or 2027, depending on how long these engagements last. And he's going to make a life. Matter of fact, he probably shipped the club in Taylor's womb, already expecting baby as we speak. But anyhow, make sure subscribe to the channel and share the stream. Share it. Oh, okay. Oh, that's it. All right. So now that's a black swirling effect on all nonsense. Now, what I'm about to show to make this more intriguing. Before in fact, should I play one with black man is to blame? Yeah, you know there was a video out to my black man was to blame for all this. We're gonna go into this video right here. Let's watch closely. Another video by Shay's. Shout out to Shay for this one. Let's go.
Travis Kelce proposing to Taylor Swift is a prime example of how black women are constantly overlooked when it comes to commitment, longevity, proposals, weddings, and these men choosing us. Prior to Taylor Swift, Kelce dated Kayla, who was a black woman, for over 6 years. And that wasn't enough time for him to realize he wanted to be with her, to build a legacy, to propose, to commit. But 2 years was enough. Now, somebody might argue me and say, well, maybe Taylor Swift was more his time. Maybe that may be.
No, but you see, it don't take 5 years for a man to decide to put around, you dumb chick. Matter of fact, I said this on my previous broadcast. And matter of fact, before I continue, let me drop the link for those that will catch this, because I forgot to do this earlier, which I'm going to play. I did a video on this roughly 3 years ago on Travis and Kelce, even during the breakup. And matter of fact, let me label this before I continue, because I want people to really watch this and may watch and replay. Let me pull it up. Oh, guys, let me do this, because I want to make this point across with this. And this video I did back in May 29th, 2022. This is like weeks in before KS was gone. And butchered the name. I apologize, but that I got put there because this is very important because we had to go back a moment of time before we move into present. Let's listen in. Let's go.
True. But how is a girl not your type if you're with her for 6 years? If you ever been to a college graduation and you see the graduates, have you ever seen the young white women and how they have their rings already? 23, 24-year-old women already proposed to because there's a plan. They have a plan in life that they know that they have to get married, start family, start legacy, and build up from there. When it comes to Black women, they just want to make us baby mamas and leave us, and they just want to never commit fully and not treat us the same as far as being chosen like other races. And the fact that women are really not in control of proposing, we're waiting for these men to give us what we deserve, but it just never comes. Therefore, we then have to leave. Therefore, that we create a broken family, a broken household, and it continues and continues until Black men start choosing us like other races choose their people, their women. Until Black men start choosing us, the narrative is never going to stop. The broken family dynamic is never going to stop, or Black women have to be chosen by other men, and that's not always a given either.
I wanted to respond to this real quick because this video to me was absolutely fascinating. I mean, first of all,
I was not fascinated. Oh, Shay. I would never fascinate because this is a typical behavior of a lot of Western women, particularly Black women, when they know that their, I guess, actual preference does not pick them. They think that by being stringed along by Chad, Henrique, Brad, Ibman, Lee, or whoever non-Black men for years on years on years, they think it's a sense of flex. But I'm telling you, it is a waste of time, and it wastes your time and wastes your precious years. But it sure is getting your mouth, your backside, your box, and enjoy every fruit of it. And that's the honest truth. So I'm not surprised at all. And you should be there.
how are Black men to blame? How are Black men even in this conversation? What do Black men have to do with a white man choosing to love and marry a white woman? Like, they're nowhere in the conversation. But what's so crazy to me about this entire dialogue and this entire context is it's about a white couple. It's about a white couple. Travis Kelce in this scenario would be the one who is, in theory, being up for question, right? Based upon his history of being with multiple Black women. And then all of a sudden, when it comes down to settling down, he chooses a white blonde, someone who appears to be against his preference. He should be the one who was under the scrutiny, right? But somehow, when it's all said and done, it's still Jermaine's fault. That is what I found so incredibly crazy about this video. I had to respond to because I'm like, what do Black men are not, they're nowhere in this conversation. Yet and still, you got a white man who's choosing a white woman, and it's still Jermaine's fault. It's still Black men's fault that this white man decided to leave the Black queens and get him a Becky with the good hair. And honestly, I'm happy for them. I mean, I hope it works out. They seem like they're a good match. Like, they seem hella cute together, and I really hope things go well. But I'm just the circular logic to me here is just absolutely insane. Now, another thing I noticed about this short TikTok video was this limiting belief that I oftentimes hear among Black women. And that is that they cannot find love or marriage or commitment simply because they're Black. And that is simply not true. I mean, before the 1950s, Black American women were married at a higher rate than white women. And no one can sit here and tell me that racism wasn't going on. Obviously, there was a ton of racism black women were experiencing in 1950. So clearly, it's not because they're black or because of racism or different things. No, that's not what's going on. There are other cultural and societal factors. And I think the real issue is many black women are upset that they are not getting proposed to and married to the men that they want, aka white men, aka white influential or non-black influential men. That is really where the gripe is coming from. Because I mentioned before, black women were married at a higher rate than white women in the 1950s, but they were married to black men. Now, post anti-miscegenation laws, London versus Virginia, all of that, it's not a problem. But the marriage rate is still not budged. And I think what's really going on is black women are just upset that they're not getting the top tier white or non-black man. But instead of saying that exclusively, they don't want to attack the white man. They don't want to openly attack.
Well, in life, we don't get what we want, but we get what we either deserve or we get what is, possibly given to us. No way in God's green earth and universe that you're going to be entitled to a man. And America has said this. And it never did resonate to a lot of women when he said that. But you got to think deeply that you might think you want a man or you want a man and you think you qualify a man, but does a man really pick or choose you? And that's simple. And I think in the case of Travis, a lot of black women feel that they should be owed Mr. Charlie or give him Mr. Charlie to give him the illusion of being the top woman of the land. And to me, that's delusional. Real delusional. All right, let's continue.
The men that they are attracted to. So it's easier to punch down on black men, which is what I think we see happening in this video. This video is all about a white man choosing a white woman after having a long history of being with black women. But somehow it is black men's fault. And to me, that speaks to the deep desire that many black women have to be a white man's counterpart that they're just not comfortable owning. This is why I think some black women find it easier to attack black men versus white men, even when white men are the ones to blame, or the ones who committed the offense according to the eyes of the black woman. They're not really going to call out the men that they ultimately desire, or in some cases, idolize. Of course, I'm not saying
they can't call it because they want to keep the doors open for the possibility of Miss Charlie giving them the one thing they yearn for, to be the top woman in the eyes of the top tier men in their eyes. They want to be Miss Ann. And I remember now there was a video done by Mr. Igmore, and this video says enough about black women and their outcomes of what they're really seeking for. Watch closely.
21 years military, 13 years overseas since 1994. All the white men I knew during my service military with black baby mamas would never put on child support. Explain this reality, black woman. No, they got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
You a goddamn
from God. All right, that speaks for itself.
Every black woman, but I do think it's something that some ladies struggle with. She also mentioned something really interesting, which is that women can't propose. And that's absolutely not true. We exist in a free country. We exist in a feminist country where men and women have pretty much been given parity, equal access to job opportunities, to financial wealth, to get for their college education. A woman can open a bank account, she can own her own home, she can start her own business without interference from men. And so that we don't exist in a society where women are under guardianship. They can do whatever they want. So it's not that women can't propose, it's just that they simply don't want to. And this is a bit inconsistent in a culture that claims that it wants equality and parity between men and women, as we see that equality and parity only exist in certain scenarios but it certainly doesn't exist when it comes to the dating and romantic dynamic. Women still want to be treated like they are damsels, like they are princesses, and they still want chivalry. And then to her last point about Black women not getting married compared to white women who do, this again is largely a cultural issue. Black America does not cultivate families, it does not cultivate marriage. That is just not a predominant aspect of our culture. And I understand there are many reasons for this. There has been many attacks against the Black family historically and systematically. But with that said, a lot of Black women don't get married because they simply don't want to. It's not like we grew up in a culture where Black women are told since they were young.
Boom. She just gave the answer. They don't want to. So if you don't want to get married, then what is your purpose being out here interacting with the opposite sex? I'll tell you purpose. To be pumped and potentially dumped. To be throat goat for other groups of men, including your own man. There is no incentive, there is no end game to the madness. Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
Girls up until 18 that they should go to college looking for husbands. They're not told ring by spring as some of these white women are. So again, it's a cultural issue. We also have to take into consideration class. Higher class people tend to be married more, and it just so happens that there are more white people, and higher class white people have overwhelmingly more wealth than Black people and the Black women, and that again is connected to marriage. So there's a class discussion in this, but really what I want to challenge this idea that Black women aren't getting married and they're not getting long-term relationships because they are Black. That is not true. We have got to throw that out of the window. We have to look at the cultural values. If you are not cultivated and trained to be a wife, then why would you expect to be one? Two, if you are a Black woman and you are wanting the top tier 1% white men, we have to understand the culture that we live in. And men, by and large, today are still very much race loyal. Even white men who have a Black girl fetish or a Black girl phase, it is not surprising that they may still end up with a white woman that can give him little white babies. And lastly, I think it's okay to just acknowledge that you want a white man. Instead of blaming Black men or coming up with all these reasons that Black men aren't leveling up, if you just say that you want a white man and that you are struggling because you can't have that, I think that's a more honest conversation than blaming Jermaine for a white man choosing a white woman. Like, in my opinion, that would be a more productive conversation. But anyways, y'all, that's what I have. What do you think? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know down in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.
All right. That's another one. And now what I'm going to show. Matter of fact, let me go in a moment in time in history. Let me fast forward. Because I have to play this one. Because people don't understand why their relationship ended. And I had to go give context. Go back in time. Okay, let me see. All right, I found it. I'm going to play some that I have off my channel. Listen carefully, guys. This is off me. Enjoy. Call in through StreamYard, or I might put. All right, this is something that I've done 3 years ago, and here is the article / link of what went down. That was written, actually, for those that don't know. And all right, let me see if I can fast forward this shit. All right. All right. I think this is the part. All right. And as I'm looking through back and forth, and let's see. All right, good. Which it says here, Chief Travis Kelce and Kayla Nicole breaks up after 5 years because he made her pay half the bills and she couldn't cook. Now, it's ironic, interesting that this 30-some-year-old woman cannot cook. I mean, because, and I find it kind of stuns me now, the modern woman today, and she's a millennial, that I've been hearing lately that some of the women, a good portion of them, can't really know how to boil an egg, much as cook a soup of rice and meat and all that stuff. I mean, here's floating around lately, and I always think that usually when a woman can't cook, one thing has been evident: your mother has failed you, because someone has to teach you that. That's a learned thing. It doesn't come naturally. You just come out the womb and you just know how to cook. Like many things, you have to be taught it. You have to learn what food is, how to prepare foods, how to mix foods, how to prepare seasons when you season food. It is something that is an ongoing learning process. And let's be honest, cooking is an art form, if y'all don't believe me. Most of that are very good artists can also be good in the kitchen, depending on what they're trying to prepare. Because it takes creative mindset and experimentation to create wonderful dishes. So as I'm going back and forth, and I'm probably going to look through the chat room a little bit as I'm going through this. And I think this is like a few pages. Let me see. I probably had to adjust my phone a little bit, guys. So, you know, it's going to be doing some things here. You know, as you know, this is something that I posted and done 3 years ago. For those that don't know, just saying, this article itself is on the page. I'm looking for the chat room now. Let's look. Oh, hold on. Yeah, it's a stream now. Simulcasting on YouTube and other platforms. So this is just, I'm looking at an article. Oh, if people hearing this is Clubhouse. So yeah, I hear the background, guys. Yeah. So this is the second stream I'm doing. Yes. If I turn volume up, they will. They can hear you now.
Okay, let me make a shout out. Hey y'all, what's up? It's Millie Mel. You can follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/MillieMel, MILLIIMEL. Make sure you follow me and tell me where you follow me from.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Just sit back. Let me just go through it. All right, Millie. All right, cool. All right, guys. So as I'm going through this, let me adjust my volume. All right, good. We good. Okay. Let me read the chat before I read this. Let's see. Just to let you know, Colin on Twitter, it was a lie that he made her pay half the bills. Well, the problem is, if it's such a lie, it should be evident that. Oh, sorry, I got feedback, guys. Let me correct that. That if it's true, why is this coming out now? Now, mind you, ladies, it is not no surprise that a man of any stature will make you pay just to show proof that, you know, you go through the shit test to see if you're worthy, you know? And let's be honest, if the man is saying something, he's getting backlash for it. And I don't take no man's backlash seriously, because if you weren't so cheap, she would not have came out her mouth, or anybody. This would have been evident. So I tell people anytime somebody reverts a backlash, it's damage control. Certain information, personally, you should keep to yourself and yourself alone. You should not let the whole world know if you're a cheap bastard, which there are some Caucasians that are dealing with black women. Yes, it's true. And probably not only our women, but other women as well, depending on the man. So don't be surprised that he gets, you know, the hit up through IG and all other social medias. And let's be honest, when the so-called Brad or Zaddy, what you want to call him, gets his backlash, he will rebuttal depending on how much the backlash is, because let's be honest, he is a public figure and he doesn't want his own personal social media hit up in a negative light. Trust me, people get very notorious through the social media when it comes to real claims or false claims. And it goes back to let y'all know you must be very careful what you put out on your own your own social media. It should be a learning lesson, personally. And the funny thing, when we talk about celebrities, there is a difference between blacks and whites in regards to celebrities, unfortunately. Now, if this was a black man and he did this, you'll be hearing this all the way through all forms of social media that's controlled mostly by women on average. I hear some social media from Lipstick Alley. I don't know what that is. And I can't name some, even Black Twitter. They said Black Twitter is notorious. And trust me, I don't think I'm subscribed to some of these things because I got to look for it. But let's say it does exist, and it does. That's what we have right here. So obviously, if this was the shoes on the other foot, if this is a black couple, you would hear this till the end of, for a whole month, possibly. Because there is certain standards when it comes to the black man and the non-black man in relationships, unfortunately. So, but let's read this article. Kind of hold much time. According to the person close to Travis' former fiancee Kylie, she and NFL star are officially over, and that time is for good. Now, mind you, ladies, if you feel the relationship's not going nowhere, unless there's something that's binding you with this mate, you should probably cut ties, personally. Now, we should always ask the question, how long do you think a relationship should really last if it is considered a relationship? I mean, I'm a proponent that depending on your age, of your 20s or 30s, you should not stretch it no greater than 2 years at best. I mean, I would say a year, but you don't know nobody in 1 year. And ladies can vouch for this, and some dudes can vouch for this. And really true, you really don't know nobody until you live with them personally. So I was one time I was saying a year, but time is your best parameter of where things going. And I think 2 years is fair enough. Nothing should stretch any further than 2 years. If you're going beyond that, that means you in there because you're very much attached. And trust me, you hear people personally get so attached, they'll drag it on for years and maybe a decade if you're not careful, depending on your age. So let's go on. And no, it doesn't have anything to do with Travis cheating. It has everything to do with Travis cheaping. Kylie's girlfriend told Media Takeout that Travis is so cheap that during the entire relationship, which lasted more than 3 years, which they said it go on for 5 years now, but okay. Travis, who is paying on a 4-year, $60 million contract, only gave Kylie $100. Yes, you read that right, $100. Now, my thing funny about all this, but not surprising, that if you are a millionaire, no one say you have to spoil a woman, but at least you got to come out with some pocket. If you're able to drag on a woman, particularly he dragged on a sister, for more long than a year or two, and all he contributed was $100, and he's making millions, it's always a red flag, people, ladies. I mean, let's be honest. America is hard as is, and we should not be too cheap, but we should always be realistic on how we spend our money. And if you're getting only $100 out of a few years, out of the money he spent, you're doing something wrong, chick. That tells me if your standards were so realistic, or if you didn't have none, which I believe she didn't, because she's 30 now. So that means you wasted most of your late 20s with this dude, and all he got, what gave you really, truly, was dick and bubblegum. personally. I don't like to say that, but that's how I look at it. And mind you, certain dudes give less, and they still get some out of it. But for a man that's a multimillionaire, and he still to get something out of it, it's questionable. It's very questionable. I don't know, but let's keep going. Kylie's friend explained Travis is very cheap. In the beginning, he tries to make Kylie prove that she wasn't with him for the money. So she had to pay half of everything. The tipsters continued half of every date, every trip, everything. Now, mind you, trips are not cheap. Now, dates, dinner dates, depending what you're going out to eat and what you're spending, that's nothing, personally, depending what you're buying. But when you're talking about spending money on trips, now that's something. Now, mind you, for people that's booking flights, usually you have to prepare months in advance, and most likely, depending where you're traveling, you might be spending maybe less than $1,000, maybe more, depending where you're going. I don't know. But when you spend money on trips, it makes me wonder, where is your head at, girl? Where is your head at? All right. There's more, but the links in the chat room for that actual full broadcast. I think the broadcast is like 90 minutes. You could skim through it and listen to the rest of that portion of that stream I did 3 years ago, May 29th, 2022. And right there, the reason why I had to play that is we had to go back, really go back, that what led to their second or multiple breakups. Because, and this is my thing that I find very ironic. Chad, Brad, wherever you want to call them, non-black men, get many chances with black women. But if you're a black man, you only get one shot. And depending what type of black man you are, you only get one shot and one shot alone. After that, if she breaks up with you, she's done. Simple as that. But Mr. Charlie, he can have his way till Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all week, all month, even all year round with black women. And he don't have to pay a goddamn thing. Goddamn thing. Imagine that. But see, this is the dilemma that a lot of black men face when dealing with the Western black woman today, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Let me see. Hold on. Let me remove this. All right. And that video was very important when I did that. And really, truly, some women did agree that day when I did that stream and agree my portions, my solutions, which only is revealed in that video. So you had to go watch that video. Now, one thing I'm going to play, because we got to remind ourselves again on this thing with the so-called letter to black woman that Kelsey made, this bullshit letter she made after Travis moved on with his woman of his in his group. And I find it very pitiful, but I have to play this because this is a testament of what you could actually get out here if you're a black woman. Unfortunately, you don't really get much enough at all. Because if you try to think you'll be better than Miss Ann, you're sadly mistaken. And also now remember, I have some posts and pictures. So before I go to Evan, let me play it and then I'll pull them up. Let's go.
Hey guys, Kayla here. It's always been really important for me to use my platform not to create division, but to elevate and unite women, Black women specifically. So I prepared a letter and would like to share it with you today. Dear Black girl, they may call you a traitor for falling in love. You'll hope the ones closest will protect you, but you will quickly find out that people don't protect what they don't value. They'll say you're too much, too provocative, too boisterous, too outspoken, and in the same breath tell you that you're not enough, not successful enough, not wholesome enough, maybe not even intelligent enough. They'll say you deserve the backlash and embarrassment. Because of your blackness, you should have known better. They'll even try to tie your value to your net worth. But Black girl, please remember your value lies elsewhere. Your value is deep within your heart, the way you love, the way you give. Your value is in your resilience, your willingness to forgive, the way you protect what means most to you, even if it hurts you along the way, and the way you stand up for what means most to you, even though they may not ever do the same. But Black girl, respectfully, let me stop you there because you don't have to participate in this tumultuous, often one-sided journey. Preserve your heart. Even when they try to quantify your character and test your boundaries, you do not have to engage. You do not have to respond because there is power in your silence. And you can use that same power to silence the noise and the self-doubt. Silence the voices within that want you to give in to this demoralizing and antiquated narrative. Tap into that power. Because I know, girl, the rage of the world is loud. But Black girl, your God is louder. And your tribe is stronger. Your blood...
Now, after all saying this blah babble, blah blah blah, what you have to show for it? Because you wrote this letter in regards to, I guess, give more upliftment or give a sense of higher self-esteem to allow young or Black women your age that the possibility is what considered endless. That because this relationship didn't go as planned, that there's gonna be many more. And I'm sorry to say, no. If it didn't go on plan, it's a testament of the whole that majority of non-Black men view you and use you as side piece, side booty, or what the title in this stream is titled Kayla Nicole Exposed Side Chick Energy. Or is she a side chick? Or is she just searching for a man or love? No, she was hoping to be picked to be Mrs. Cartwright, and it failed miserably, very miserably. Let's keep listening to this crap.
It runs deeper and is filled with strength. And when you finally find the strength to speak your truth, it is your voice that will
My
help you.
truth.
Because Black girl, let me tell you, you're not in this alone. And even though sometimes I too ask, why me? I'm reminded that this isn't just about me. This isn't just my story, a singular experience. My truth, trauma, and vulnerability is a relatable part of the human experience. I know I'm not alone, and I want to make sure that you know you aren't either. On days where I feel most inadequate, I have to remind myself that I am, have been, and will always be more than enough. Look, we love, we hurt, we heal, but always remember that your story is yours to tell. And you never know whose life it may touch because there is so much power in community and connection. So, dear Black girl, when the world gets dark and times get hard, when you feel like your back is against the wall and your hands are tied like nobody knows or understands what it takes to be you, remember that you are a part of something way bigger. This is only a small chapter in your story. And if you need help, there are resources like therapy, prayer, and community to help you make it through.
Why do you need therapy after a breakup that you honestly say you broke up with him because of maybe indifference? I don't know what it is again, but he did not throw much into his relationship at all. Matthew, you fit the bill and put your weight more in regards to the money and other things in his relationship while giving him head and sex, while he doesn't really do much but show up. So who's really invested? Should be the biggest question. Now, some people say he lied. Travis came in rebuttal, saying he did spend some money. No, bro, you didn't spend no money on her. If a woman sit there, come out her mouth on a blog and really said in frustration and anger that you did not put your weight in this whole relationship in regards to the financial side of things, what that says when she's back out in the market, which she is right now, she's going to ask and demand these other groups of men to fit the bill for her. Ain't that something? And mind you, she's about to turn 35 next year. So she's already at the wall stage and about to hit the wall next year. Let that sink in.
But most importantly, I want you to remember that you are loved, you are valued, you are allowed to take up space, you deserve protection, and your feelings, they matter too. Solely because you're a Black girl. Sincerely, a Black girl.
Yeah, that was pitiful. I remember when I played that, I look at it as very, very pitiful. Very pitiful. No energy, a waste of energy just for because a white man dumped her. And now he's about to get married. Tells you the worth, the self-worth of a lot of Black women. I don't need to say it, but y'all know what I mean. And let me see. Let me see if I have this here. Also, if you remember this post right here. Is it coming up? Oh, yeah. Oh, it didn't come up. All right. Let me try again. All right. I remember this post specifically, and if I looked at it, and let me read at my end what this is. Where is it? Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to find this picture. All right. Okay, it says here by one, I guess a Twitter or Twitch. No, this X. Us queens can look however good we please, but at the end of the day, the race white boy will always go back to their ironboard blondies. Now, the biggest issue with this, and I was very, very much not mad, but I was very disappointed. And the reason I'm disappointed is because why are you dating, giving throat goat, much as giving your body and your box to a racist? I thought Black women don't like racism. Yeah, I thought Black women don't like white supremacy. And this woman tweet, which is Black, saying that, the man is racist and go back to his blonde hair, his own women. No other woman and no other group does this, but within our own group, Black women especially. It is very scary. It is frightening to me that the videos on TikTok revealed the nature of a lot of Black women, what they really want and what their real intentions. And I'm not saying this to be upfront. I'm just looking at, observing outside looking in, and I'm saying, yeah, this makes a whole lot of sense now. Those TV shows like Scandal and all that stuff, I could see why it lasted for what, 6 seasons, 5 seasons? I forgot how many seasons. I don't watch that crap because it gives that sense of desire of a lot of women want to be the side piece for other groups of men. And that's just the underlying truth. And we can't go around it. We just can't go around it all. So I leave y'all with this, because there's nothing more said about this. There's nothing more said about this. What has been revealed is that a lot of Western women, especially Black women, they yearn and want and desire non-Black men. They watch these TV shows, these movies, depiction of them in a very much not so positive light. They go out their way. And I think they get more enticed and more aroused when they see like films with non-Black men and they engage in what they call bondage and stuff, right? What they call 50 Shades of Grey or anything that depicts dominatrix. I think a lot of black women are very turned on to that. They like to dominate certain men, especially non-black men with whips and all that stuff, and some other perverse stuff. And it's sad, but it's a cruel world we live in, people. It's a cruel world. So on this note, I thank everybody for watching today's stream. What's your thoughts and opinion? Leave in the comment section below of this video. If you feel that I might be wrong, express it in the comment section, right? And if you don't like it, give this video a dislike. Let's be honest. This video, unfortunately, I was not gonna go back to this, but I had to go back to this because it is a testament of what these ladies will waste their time and go as far as make a big deal which should not be, especially a football player like Travis Kelce marrying his own women. And audacity talking about like Kayla is in the same boat as Taylor. You got to be out your rabbit ass mind. Taylor is a singer, now proclaimed icon, and she's a billionaire. She is not in this. She is beyond the same league as Kayla. She is much higher than that. Much higher. But you see, black women have the audacity to think because this one was black, she has booty, she's slim, which particularly most Western women say are not really thin, that she should have the cream of the pot, even as far as having non-black men put a ring on and put a baby on her. Yeah. But it doesn't go like that. Like I said, like Mr. Igmore said, B just said it best.
21 years military, 13 years overseas since 1994. All the white men I knew during my service military with black baby mamas would never put on child support. Explain this reality, black woman. No, they got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right?
You a goddamn
for good. For good. You know what I'm saying? They got that baby for good. That's the whole end game. If they can't get Mr. Charlie in the marriage, he'll get his seed and produce that mixed child. And I'm leave it there. Let y'all meditate on that one. If you're new to the Chaos Reign Show, welcome to Chaos Reign Show. Also, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and leave comments. The links to follow me are in the description below of this video. And that is pretty much it for me, guys. Thank y'all for watching, listening. And till next time, I mean till next time, really. And I really mean till next time. The Chaos
man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. And fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. And fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. And fuck all you hoes.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with
things. So when it gets cold outside and you hear the
Hey, big head. Hey, big head. Hey, big head. Hey, big head.
hey big head,